Hello, gentle viewers. This is Ev Guardian, welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 22 with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Last episode, we managed to take the Philadelphia Phillies to 7 games, but alas, were prevented from reaching the World Series. So, in this offseason, we're kind of reaching the point where, yeah, that's not going to happen, mate. If we are going to maximize our chances of winning, we really need just a bit more luck than we've gotten. And look, let's be honest here. We kind of have some of that luck already due to us based on the fact that the Philadelphia Phillies have a fucking ridiculous pitching staff where they have 4 people with 60 plus potential. What I mean when I say we have an opportunity there? Well, injuries, my friends, always happen to pitchers. All we need is 1 or 2 of their starters to drop, and then we'll actually be in a little bit better of a position in order to make a significant impact and maybe break past them. Although, that is certainly not a guarantee. Certainly not a guarantee. And let's start by addressing the elephant in the room. What do we need to do to improve our chances? And it's pretty simple. We need another starter. I can say without hesitation that we need another starter, if not 2, in order to really take us to the next level. We gave Roman Alvarado quite a few chances this season, and while he pitched okay, I don't think he's the missing link. I don't think he alone will be enough to take us over the top into superiority, really. And so it's going to take us some time to figure out just exactly how we want to make everything work. At the end of last episode, we issued a bunch of 1-year contracts to some people. We could bring back Chad Moore, but honestly, even 1.4 million is a little bit too much for him when all I need is just a competent center fielder. Unfortunately for Mr. Mendez here, he wants a pretty big salary, and to be honest with you, it's not a salary that I'm willing to pay. I'm just going to throw it out there. That's not a salary that I'm willing to pay. So really what we're going to try to accomplish this offseason is, let's see here. Bartlett and Soto did okay. I definitely think there is some more room to get better with both of them, but they did okay. They filled their roles admirably, and I don't feel pressured to replace either one of them, really. I don't really see where we can make a significant upgrade other than having a healthy Ricky Peral hit the way he did toward the end of the season rather than the way he did toward the beginning of the season. Because Peral still has a little bit more oomph left in his bag of tricks. Yeah. There's just not much we can do to improve the lineup. Short of getting like a transcendent second baseman or third baseman. And I just don't think either one of those positions is available to us. Or shortstop for that matter. Manny Pozo is easily another 2 to 3 years away. Speaking in all honesty. Bobby Herrera is even further away, and Jesus Moya is a living starship that's going to take a while to get used to pitching in the majors. We need pitching. That is kind of the sine qua non of making the rest of our team function better. It looks like we also struggled a little bit with defense. I wonder who was playing that badly in terms of defense. Really? Oh, you're looking at pictures. That doesn't help. Okay, Soto and Brown were both not ideal people in terms of errors. Everyone else ranged from bad to okay, though. Ramon Ramirez is arguably the only regular who actually was subpar defensively. Everyone else has had decent range, even if they weren't truly exceptional. The other thing we need to consider is how we're going to deal with Gunnels going forward, but we will cross that bridge when we come to it. For right now, the most important thing we can do is just continue on and try to pick up some depth pieces at a few important positions. I guess I could give Kurt Gwanke at least a shot in spring training to see what he can manage. But he really struggled in AAA. So maybe that's not such a good risk. Jimmy Arneson is better than Vince Neely, and it's really easy to keep him. I just have to add him to the 40-man, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Andy DeLuzio, you don't really do much for me, but you might be a valuable piece of trade bait, so I'm going to try to trade you right now. And see what might be acquired for your... Plus, you really want to picture him gasoline. Make it sound like he's really bad. I quite like Bill Ruiz, actually. Let's do it. Let's turn a reliever into a reliever. Done. Oof. You're a decent corner outfielder, but you're unfortunately on a team where I've got loads of corner outfielders. I'm going to try to trade you for a proper center fielder. Try to get some depth that way. Kevin Baker is a pretty decent choice. I mean, he's the best of these, for sure. Let's grab him. Just some marginal moves to improve our depth a little bit in various places on the roster. Okay. You're an interesting guy, Rob Wild. It's a shame you can't, like, throw hard because you're not a terrible pitcher. We'll see what happens, though. Get better, my dude. You could be a great piece to this team. I just need you to keep getting better. Alright, well, I'm not really going to accomplish anything by just sitting around here. Let us, if you will, proceed forward. And we're going to jump right to the end of the awards, because there's really not much that I'm waiting on. Oh, you can have 100 grand. That sounds good. Cool. Alright, so we did get Ramon Ramirez on this reasonably Good deal. I'm pretty happy about that. Lots of people took more contracts. Got Parole back. Fan interest has to be pretty bonkers right now. Yeah, it's at 100. Nice. Okay, great. Okay, AJ Ford is just thinking right now. That's fine. You're right. You're all right. Back to the majors with all of you. Hey! Pardon me. Yeah, Avila and Brooks carry home a couple of Silver Sluggers. That's fun. I'm a little disappointed we didn't get any more awards, but honestly, I don't know who else would have earned one. I wonder if Avila got top 3 voting for MVP. Probably not, but you never know. 3rd. Well, you know what? He was clearly the best player on the roster. I'm not annoyed with that at all. I was kind of hoping maybe Garrett Gunnels to get a Gold Glove because he actually had a really good season in right field. But you know what? It doesn't matter that much. We just need that big game starting pitcher. Somehow, someway. Okay. Garbage, garbage, meh, 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 and meh. Yeah, none of these guys are really worth spending money on, in my opinion. Y'all can stay in Japan for all I care. Alright. Willie Adamas, no. Not unless your father was William Adama, which I don't think he is. Gotta go for Bogarts and Arenado again. Although I don't think either one will get in. Bogarts probably will. Arenado, eh? It seems like people don't quite value him highly enough, which is a bit of a shame. Let's see. First-timers. That's a nope. That's a big nope. 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 I'll vote for DJ. Nope. Nope. Yep. 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 Nope, nope. Come on, we gotta get Chris Sale over the hump here. Let him into the hall. Gregory Santos. Nope. Corey Seager. Nope. Nope. I'm honestly fine with these 7 players. I don't really see anybody else here that I truly think is deserving of the Hall of Fame. It be like that sometimes. No, Jacob deGrom, I think, is also worthy, as is Garrett Cole. And submit. I bet no one gets in this season. Free agency filings. Okay, what do we got, amigos? What do we got? Oh, wait, what? You're kind of flawed, aren't you? But you're really young. Oh, you know what? I'm not using my scout again. That's not going to help me at all. Alright, now let's go back to free agency. And all players, please. Here we go. So Mike Barber is an interesting player. He's very interesting. He's 29 and he's durable. That's two very good things in his favor. He strikes out lots of batters and typically doesn't walk too many. But he's got a homer problem. He does cough up 30 or so homers every season, and that keeps his ERA super high. Now, it's entirely possible that we sign him and he has an amazing season, and everything else about him looks great. But his weak movement does give me cause for concern. But let's say we don't sign Mike Barber. Who else is there that we could sign that would represent a quality starting pitcher? There's Matt Brown, who is very average in every conceivable way. Dylan Lesko, who's at least cheap. Hell, I can get Jorge DeVargas, who's basically Mike Barber for way cheaper, just not as good. Chris Dixon. I bring Jake Whitlock back. That went so fucking well for us. Yeah. 22 million is a lot of money, and it would cost me a draft pick. But he's extremely durable. And you know what? I want to check one last thing before I make a decision here. What has your FIP been? You might have had some bad defenses. It's hard to tell, really. Because you're right around 100, which basically means... Like, if your FIP is under 100, that's good. That means that your FIP is better than your ERA. If it's above it, it means actually a little bit worse. And how much do you want? Three years with an opt-out isn't a terrible thing. But I don't want a no-trade clause, and I want team options, not player options. If you would take this deal, I would consider signing it. Because I still have 2 more years of arbitration on the big ones, so having a contract that runs for 3 years isn't the end of the world. I am going to submit this offer and see if he takes it. Because we've got to start spending at some point on the rotation if we're going to get a decent boost to our chances to make it deep in the postseason. And he is the best pitching choice available. I mean, there's also Juan Mendez, but Mendez wants the same amount of money, but with a lot more injury risk. And so I'm thinking that Barber is the way to go. Let's see what happens, though. He may not even sign with us. Someone else might offer more money. I don't really need catching, though. It's the thing. Okay, he's gonna think about it. I'd expect nothing less. Juan Mendez. Oh no, they get a third round draft pick. Well, I guess people really liked Juan Mendez. They don't like Barber so much. Well, they'll get over it. I do think he makes us better. And this, I realize this does make it harder for us to keep Nate Brooks. But we'll figure it out. And I do think this makes us a better team. I don't really think this makes us a better team. If I could get like somebody to sign a longer term deal, I'd feel a lot happier about it, but it is what it is for right now. Salix Brown continues to get his job done, but he's on very thin ice this season. If I get anything like 2039 Salix Brown, I'm probably going to trade him. Like, his overall package is still very, very good, but he's had 2 seasons back-to-back where he has significantly lost value. He's still a good value in terms of his contract, but he's getting to the point where he won't be. And we may want to consider trading him to improve our chances elsewhere. Okay. Is Mike Barber the key to a world championship? I sure don't know that, but we'll have to see what happens. I'm not really going to do anything else in terms of free agency, because that's basically eaten most of my cash. I don't know how I feel about that Barber trade. I think I'm good with it. The only thing that would cause me to get concerned is if I can't lock up one of my big-ins. But honestly, I think the most likely casualty is going to be Nate Brooks. And at the end of the day, that doesn't really bother me that much. Caleb DiMuzio got $30 million? Damn, son. Alright. You do you. I might lose a handful of relievers, and to be honest, I really don't care if I do. Do we have any intriguing players of a baseball nature? I mean, I really don't need another pitcher like Rolando Longoria. I want someone who's a little bit more balanced. You're not a starter, dude. Yeah, and there's Justin Meeks. And that's a problem. We keep running into these pitchers who have really good stuff and okay control who can't keep the ball down. And that's not really what we need in order to be the team that we should be. Jamie or Jaime Hill is an outstanding hitter who doesn't have a position. Are you secretly like maybe an okay outfielder? No, you're just genuinely a bad fielder. Man, if I had a DH, I would grab Hill in a split second. Maybe even half a second. Doimel Gibson's not bad, but he's not really what I'm looking for either. You know what? I think I will draft Longoria and maybe let him sit in the bullpen. and hope this movement gets better. Just because I was like, I had one Rule 5 pick on my roster, and he's got the best upside of those that are available to me. And it's like, the upside is he turns out to be, who's the what's it? Guo Fangqian. Not CJ Hurd. Oh shoot, that is something I wanted to sign in the offseason, isn't it? I wanted a more reliable backup center fielder. Rusty Oliver can't play center, unfortunately. But he's a pretty solid all-around player. That's, I think, definitely going to get some consideration for a roster spot at some point. But I do need a decent center field backup. So let's check free agency. If I were in the market for a center fielder, what could you offer me? Michael Mullinax. I literally can't afford you. And let's get a filter here. Don't even talk to me if it's not at least 60. I can afford to be a bit choosy. My old pal Mike Sheehan? I love that guy. Yeah, let's bring him back. Man, I missed you, buddy. And you're the perfect backup. Okay, you're gonna give me a bad pitcher, and you want basically everything I have for it. Guys, I've got enough depth at starting pitcher. Holy shit, Alex Lar hit 402 over the season. No wonder he won MVP. That's bonkers. That's the first time since Ted Williams did it back in the frickin' 40s. Oh good, Sale and Cole both made it into the Hall of Fame. That's very exciting news. I'm glad they both made it. They were both real close, though. But nonetheless, I am glad. Because they're kind of going to be the new vision of a Hall of Famer. Without too much doubt there. Okay. Meh. Like, the thing is, Jordan Lugo is theoretically a better third baseman than Sanders, but Sanders looks like he's the better hitter. I don't know, man. I'd rather just have Sheehan. Sheehan's a nice super sub who plays lots of positions quite well. Oh, damn. The Orioles moved to Portland. The Portland Skyhawks. Okay, that's a fucking amazing name. I kind of love everything about it. I want to be a Skyhawk. Don't worry, my friend. You're going to be in the big leagues very, very soon. It's going to be great. Like, I doubt the real-life Baltimore Orioles would ever move because their owner is just obsessed with keeping them in Baltimore because otherwise he's afraid that the Nationals would get all of the market. I do think we'll get a major league team in Portland eventually. I just don't think that time is happened yet. Well, it's interesting that's going to make the lives really hard. I don't remember how much OOTP takes travel into the game. I don't think it takes it at all. oh, that's kind of yikes, right? Like, you're in the division with Boston, New York, Tampa, and Toronto from Portland, Oregon. That's a multi-hour flight, and that's pretty crazy. David Gonzalez had an age dispute. That's amazing. It wasn't Justin Green a coach for me? Is this the ultimate betrayal? Wait. You bastard. You betrayed me and have won 3 World Series after learning everything I had to teach you. Ungrateful hooligan. Ungrateful hooligan. Hey Mikey, you're going up to the bigs. I don't mind Tyler Booth getting a handful of reps. Rusty Oliver can play a bit in spring training. I don't mind. Mike Roberts, Jimenez, Rondon. I'm going to give Pozo his first chance in the big leagues in spring training camp. I mean, I'm going to send him right back down. But I want to at least give him a chance to get some bigger bats in. You're a little bit better as a pitcher than you are as a catcher, but I'll let you figure it out. Rob Wild. And I think that's good. I think that gets us a nice combo of do all the things, please. Lineups. Do all of it, please. I don't love you playing Neal over Mitchell, so I'm going to make you not do that because Mitchell can actually hit and Neal can't. But we'll see what happens. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Mike Sheehan at this point is probably like, I'd love to play for a team that wants me to start, and he's just never gonna get it. And I kind of feel bad for the guy. To be real with you. That's kind of a bummer. Get well soon, buddy. I'm not going to put you on the IL for the very simple fact that I don't think you're going to make the opening day roster anyway. And if I put you on the IL, it basically automatically adds you to the 40-man. Two dodgy outfielders for a lefty that has at least a little bit of talent. No, thank you. Game. Hame. All right. So let's get the roster set up. We currently have 26 pitchers. I don't need 26 pitchers. I need 13 pitchers. So literally half of you are going to the minors. Wild goes to the minors. Arenas and Arneson go to the minors. Jimenez to the minors. Logan... No, Kennedy to the minors, because Kennedy's got a little bit less... Actually, Logan too. Neely to the minors. Rondon to the minors. Streeter to the minors. What does that put me at? 17. I still got to get 4 more relievers gone. Okay. Cool story. Mangum to the minors. Pike might start. He's definitely staying in the majors until I figure out what I'm doing with him now. Alvarado's only 22. I'm going to let him start in the minors. And I think I'm going to make Buckwalter a starter. And I'm going to make, where'd he go? I'm going to make Pike a starter. No. I'm going to trade Pike. I don't think his value will ever be higher than it is right now. And I don't think very much of his future is as like a top flight starting pitcher. I'm going to try to get a good prospect out of him. Hell, even a regular would be fine as long as it is a good player. That's not a reliever, obviously. I mean, you're a pretty great starting pitcher. And you literally used to be on Pittsburgh. That's hilarious. I can just get you right back. And I do quite like you. You're a definite possibility, my friend. But if I can do better, I'm going to try to do better. Meh. Meh. You're a better second baseman than you are a shortstop. Otherwise, I'd strongly consider it. You're not a third baseman. Nope. You're hilarious. No. You know what? I will trade for the former Pittsburgh Pirate. I'm gonna bring him back. I'm going to look and see if I can't get another prospect out of you, but to be honest with you, I think I'm fine with this deal as is. Meh. Meh? You want this crappy guy? You can have him. Because Leonard is at least an interesting second base prospect. I know he's not brilliant, but he could be a decent one. So I will make this trade. And we brought back an old friend. You're not a reliever, my dude. You're a starter. And I realize this doesn't actually solve my problem. It just kind of kicks the can down the road a bit. Also, I have a lot of pitchers that are exactly the same. Still have to find 2 more pitchers to take a walk. I'm going to go ahead and return Longoria. No, I like Longoria out of the bullpen. Padden. 2 more. 1 more. Because I am not sending down Mike Roberts. I'll send on Josh Keister. And Mike Roberts, you get to make the roster. Boy, I have a lot of pitchers with the exact same skill set. This is either going to go very, very right or very, very wrong. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to return Longoria, and I'm going to use Alvarado as a starter. I need that extra starter who does something a little bit different, or we're going to be in a lot of trouble. And then this has to make Buckwalter back into a reliever, which is where I think he's best suited. Now it's position player time. Minor leagues. Minor leagues. Major leagues. Minors. Josh Hawk is not very good, but might be an okay hitter. Manny Pozo goes back to high A. I have too many infielders. Yeah, John Mitchell, actually, he'd be 69, 57, 89. How's Bartlett? Oh, Bartlett is just leagues better as a defensive player. Okay. I'm going to send down Neil because I know how this game reacts, and if I don't have him in the minors, the game will try to use him every day. And yeah, this looks good. Rusty, you get to make the roster for one important reason, which is that Garrett Gunnels is injured. But I think Aldridge is actually going to be the one that makes the team as a starting right fielder. I mean, I guess I could just have Andrea playing right. He's a pretty great hitter. And then that lets us use Aldridge or Oliver in other positions. Okay, we're down to 26. Let us advance to the day of opening, and then we will proceed thusly. Getting our rotation and our lineup set. I know this is kind of an uneventful offseason, and my biggest signing is one that I don't know if it gets us over the top or not. But at the very least, where we have a little bit more of a hat to hang our heads on. You know what I meant. I don't know what I meant. Pozo's now the number 3 prospect in the majors. You love to see it. All right, friendos, let us begin setting our roster. Now, an important point. Oh no, Oliver is not. Yeah, Oliver is also being considered a reliever. It's one of the reasons why it looks like I have more players than I do. Oliver's not terrible, and having him as a middle reliever that doesn't need to do very much is kind of appealing to me, to be honest with you. Let's do pitching ratings, if and you please. Mark Barber is clearly the ace. And I'm going to edit his game strategy because he's got such good stamina. I want to make sure that he stays in the game. So be a little slow to hook him. Next up is going to be Nate Brooks, because Brooks has been quite reliable for us. Then it's going to be Vita, then Alvarado, and then Sayo. This is a whole bunch of pitchers who like to give up gopher balls, but I am here for it, and I'm willing to let it work out. Rusty Oliver, I can't trust you to be an anti-lefty guy, so I'm just going to make you middle relief, avoid high leverage. Buck Walter is going to be my primary emergency starter. And Mike Brunmeyer had a pretty good season as the closer. I'm willing to let him do that again. Mike Roberts, you are going to be my setup guy. And everyone else, I think, just shares middle relief duties. Yeah. I'm down with that. No, Joe Burton's going to be long relief. I need that extra long arm out of the bullpen, and he can serve that role. You'll notice I don't actually have a lefty killer. As somebody quite correctly pointed out, because they always had same for a full inning, I don't see the point. I don't think it's as helpful as it might appear to be. So we're just going to kind of let that go. Let us, however, set up the lineups. With Garrett Gunnels injured, Andres Avila is our number 3 hitter. Nick Rosario is our number 5 hitter. And I think Ramon Ramirez gets to be the cleanup guy. His raw power is something where I definitely want him in a position to make big plays when he can. Chris DeAndrea is going to hit second and play right, because he's got really good contact and pretty good gap power. Old pal Salix Brown leads off. Ricky Peral bats 6th. Then Steve Bartlett hits 7th, and TJ Soto hits 8th. That seems pretty solid. So how are we going to use our backups? Well, our primary backup at both corners is going to be Dan Aldridge. Aldridge is also going to be considered our number 2 pinch hitter. Aldridge can also be a pinch runner, because he's actually pretty good stealing bases. Vinny Rodriguez is going to back up at all 3 middle infield positions. And John Mitchell is going to be his backup. Mr. Mike Sheehan is going to be our backup at center field, and he's also going to be a pinch hitter, because he's fairly decent at that. Rusty Oliver is going to be the tertiary backup at both corners. And David Flores is our backup at catcher, and Aldridge is going to be our backup at first base. And there we have it, friendos. That is what our opening day roster will look like. I'm going to paste it right over to lefties because I don't really have a need to cover anything else. Mike Sheehan, you can be a pinch runner too. You are a fast boy. And then I'm just going to go ahead and let my bench coach set things up any way he likes here. Double boom. I don't know why you're starting Sheehan, but I guess I'm not going to question it too much. Whatever. Oh, Vinny Rodriguez is also going to be our tertiary backup in center. Okay. So that's the lineup, and it's basically last season's, with the exception of Gunnels. Now, this is going to be a very interesting season for Garrett Gunnels, because he has the option to opt out of his contract next season. He's actually willing to take quite a nice pay cut. That's intriguing. I'm not going to sign it yet, but that actually makes it a little bit more likely that we'll keep him. I mean, he's coming off one of the best games of his career, best seasons of his career of late. I'd love to keep him on the team. And I still think we're a better team with him in right field than we are with just about anybody else. But you know what? I'm willing to let Chris Andrea have a bit more of a shot in right. Because he was our most valuable bench player last season. And I love it when guys hit 360. That makes me very happy. Who was just an all-around great hitter last year. And it would be really good to get him in the lineup every day. We'll see what happens. But until then, this has been Avguardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.